everybody. Welcome you to the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Today I have with me the MATT, the Reek, the Nikki D, and your boy Huge Pop. We're Huge Pop since day one. We are talking Monday Night Raw. We're on the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania day one is on Saturday. Night two is on Sunday. We're 1 week away, and we're going to talk about Raw and our predictions on this show. And we're welcome to Huge Pop Mania. So let's go. Let's put this out there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And those are going to watch. We had a great show Sunday night. We had 13 in here watching the chat. I appreciate all you guys. So, Matt, MATT, take it away, my friend.
So we have Monday Night Raw from last night. I'm going to just start by saying that last night's Monday Night Raw did not feel like a go-home show for a WrestleMania. It felt like a absolute just run-of-the-mill, middle of April kind of thing. Like it didn't have that excitement. Yeah. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if it's just Sacramento sucks as a crowd or what. It didn't have that big show vibe. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but
no, that's what the way I was feeling was like, you're looking at the Monday Night Raw right before WrestleMania, and it just felt like it was another Monday Night Raw in the middle of no pay-per-view season or something. Not saying it was terrible, it didn't have that hype to it. Like, I think I love Jay's promo, and then Roman, CM, and Seth, I love that moment, but that was about it.
You think they're saving? I don't want to say everything, but I get the feeling they're saving that build up, that something, the go home show for Friday. I almost have a feeling like they're saving it for Friday.
Well, I mean, I kind of have that, like, that makes sense, but at the same time, to me, just booking the stuff, to me, that logically doesn't make sense because it's just so much that you would have to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
And you have so much going on for the Raw side of things. Why not build it up even more before we hit SmackDown? Because SmackDown it's your Cody and John moment. Really that's the only thing that's massive. Old Charlotte Tiffy is another one, but really outside of those two things, the storylines on SmackDown are kind of stagnant and kind of just boring, in my opinion, anyway.
Well, like the Netflix, it's like well, not Netflix, but Raw. What I was gonna say was, like you were just saying, you got the SmackDown, they got their people, and you would expect Raw to build up, especially for Netflix, because Netflix, there's some subscribers, a lot of them who don't pay attention to wrestling, and they just start getting into Raw, and you want to build them up like, hey man, I want to watch this WrestleMania, see what this is about. They're probably just like, eh.
So question, anybody Huge Pop, anybody within the states, okay, if they have Netflix and they want to watch WrestleMania, they have to get Peacock. Am I right? But if it's outside international, they can watch that on through Netflix. Is that how it works?
Yep.
So that's kind of a bummer, because if there were people who were just tuning into Netflix to watch Raw and maybe, hey, I'll get hyped, and they didn't get that by watching it, they're not going to get Peacock just to watch Mania.
Right. And I was going to say that there's a lot. They touched on every match that was going to be in WrestleMania that's from the Raw brand. They did that. But to me, it was. I mean, even to be honest with the Gunther thing and Jey Uso, they had segments, sure, but it was 30 seconds. Gunther came down and said, "I know he's not afraid of me." Da 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 da. Blah, whatever. And it was like, okay, I want more. I wanted to see Jay come out, but he came out later. Okay, so then we touched on how ridiculous and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio wins his match, and out comes El Dum Dum. We all know it's Chad Gable. Whatever. And that to me was, you know, and then it was just for a go home show, for a go to WrestleMania show. I'd even bet to say the ending was lackluster at best. I wasn't impressed. I don't know, and I did like the Logan Paul AJ Styles. That was probably one of the better segments.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
that segment was real. I mean, that segment and Braun Breaker just coming out and destroying everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
Braun Breaker can do whatever he wants, and it's gold. And by the way, my hill to die on, he is the best spear in the business. No one touches his spear, and no one ever will touch his spear. He makes that thing just look effortless.
Well, he
It's
throws like
hard
all
to
this
debate.
speed, everything into it, so it's just crazy. You know,
Mhm.
normally you have somebody standing on a turnbuckle waiting for the other one to get up, and then they're running, man. He's charging up, and then he's like, blam.
Yeah, he does an incredible spear. He really, really does. You got to make it different because a lot of people have done the spear over the years. So
when he hit Carlito last week,
oh,
and by the way, did you see Carlito's face when his music hit? It's like his soul left his body again. He's like, oh my God, no, don't touch me, please.
yeah, yeah, that's good. That's really good.
But he just, when he, 2 weeks ago, when he hit, or no, it was last week, when he hit that spear, just the way his body contorted, he almost landed on his feet.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That trajectory was insane. He was like, and then almost went like this. Like the rest of his body kept going. Like, dang, dude. Nobody does one like that.
See, now this is what I was trying to get at before. We're talking about last week's episode because it was better. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that Logan Paul and AJ, it's no secret I hate Logan Paul, right? So he's starting to grow on me. He's starting to grow on me. He's starting to get that. He's getting the dom heat, which is great.
Yeah.
He is, like I tell Scott each week, he is the reason I hate him because I'm supposed to hate him. We're not supposed to like the guy, which he's doing a great job.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this, you know, and someone will probably screen grab it and throw it to TikTok or social media. He is a future champion.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to be a WWE champion 2 to 3 years down the line.
Logan Paul, huh?
Yeah, he takes his body has gotten better. He looks great. He has a better buckshot lariat than Hangman Adam Page, and that pulverizer move, that his new finisher. Holy shit, that looks like it hurts.
that was cool.
Yeah. He's solid. Everything he does is solid. He
knows how to talk. He knows how to
talk.
He knows how to get heat.
Yep.
I laughed when Matt said the Sacramento crowd sucked. He made reference to Sacramento going, because you guys can't afford to live in San Francisco, or you can't go down by the bay or something like that. So I was like, oh my God, here we go.
I was waiting for him to pull out a Shaquille O'Neal and call him Sacramento, but
dude, he's such a jerk, man, and he's good. And one of the last times that we were all on the show together, we were talking about this match and kind of how it's a no-brainer, how good it's going to be. You can't put these two guys together in a Mania match and have it not be good. But the cool thing about it is you have, I think Undertaker, when he was interviewed about when he thought he was kind of teetering on being done, and then he saw AJ Styles and his exact the way he described him was this guy gets it. He gets it. He gets the business. He gets it. So this guy, Taker, who's like the Undertaker, Hall of Famer, everything, locker room leader, wanted to do a match with AJ Styles. That says a heck of a lot about AJ. It really, really does. And now you have somebody who's taking the business seriously. A guy who's like people don't take him seriously, but Logan Paul takes the business seriously. It's not a joke to him. It is not a joke. Anybody who pays attention can look at the work he puts in. I mean, Matt hit on it. How he takes care of himself physically and how he prepares and how he works on these moves. He takes it seriously. So this is going to be like future, and then like AJ's kind of like, some people say he might be kind of at the end of the twilight of his career. Maybe. I'd hate to think that, because he's like, AJ, dude, is like in the greatest shape I think he's ever been in. Even better than he was back in his TNA days. And that match has me pumped just to see these two like go lights out. And
well, John Pike, if you stay on for a little while longer, we're gonna hit on that triple threat match and more matches too. We'll give our predictions. But you're right, Nikki. He is, and I hate the guy. I really do. But I cannot. You got to give him his flowers, man. He's, and my guest on Sunday, David Young, would talk about how great AJ is. So we got AJ, and he made the same reference we all make about AJ. He can wrestle a mop.
Yeah.
He said a broomstick. We say mop, whatever. But that, because he can't do that, not by any means am I calling Logan Paul a mop, because he's not. That's what's going to make this match so much better, is because both them together arguably might make match of the night one.
Oh yeah,
magic.
If you watch that when he was going against Karrion, and I just have to say thank you WWE for letting Karrion wrestle. I've been freaking waiting for that. Give me more. But anyways,
I thought that was night two. I thought that was night two.
Is it night two? I don't know. Okay. Still, that match, if the final match with Cody Rhodes and John Cena, I have some uncertainties. I bet that's going to be a match to beat. That Logan Paul, AJ Styles, I don't care what night it's on. It's going to be a match to beat.
It might steal the weekend. It honestly might.
100%. I agree.
Logan.
Oh yeah.
Remember, you got to look at how old Logan is too. He's only 30 years old. I mean, he's got a good 10 years left on his career.
Oh yeah.
Guys are retiring in their like early to mid 40s, so he's got at least 10 years left on him. And if he takes care of his body and doesn't do stupid shit, he should be good. And that's why I said I think in the next 3 to 4 years you're going to see him as a world champion. Yeah. And I hate saying it, and I'm going to get clipped. I'm going to get clipped. I know I am. But, especially from Cody Cornette himself, I'm sure if he watches this back later, he's going to clip this and post it on TikTok somewhere.
But you're not wrong. There's a reason why he was signed by WWE. Like, dude, the guy was a YouTuber, and then he started doing all these publicity stunts and everything. He signed to a contract. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
The haters are haters. Why? Because they're not him. I'll say it. I sit back and watch all these content creators that are, I hate it because we try to we put out a great show and we do different. We don't do react. You know what I'm saying? We do different. The Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast does a lot different things than anybody does. But you get to the point where you hate these people that are going to WrestleMania because you're jealous. Well, guess what? People are jealous of Logan Paul because he's doing something they want to do, and he did it before them, and he succeeded. And hell, he's a YouTube guy, and now he's a multi-billionaire, and he's doing whatever he fucking wants. Excuse my language.
He's good. Yeah. The last thing I'll say is I told you guys, I've shared this before on the channel. My daughters cannot stand him because they're big into YouTube. And every time his match is on, I'm like, girls, and I'll call them in, if we're watching like, a PLE or something like that. And I'm like, look, your boy's coming down. And they will sit there and watch it like, oh, I hate his guts. Gosh, he annoys me. But they're watching, you know what I mean? So it's like, and it just infuriates them even more because he's good at what he's doing and they can't stand him. So it's like, it's perfect.
Yep. He's doing something right.
Yep.
So, Karrion Kross, I want to touch on this real quick. This is the first time we've seen him in months.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't look like he had any ring rust at all. He looked smooth. And I know there's a lot, like I used to have a disconnect with him because I thought he was slow and meticulous and just like, but now it's starting to make sense to me because he's almost acting Triple H-esque, where he's a slow, cerebral assassin. He takes his time and he beats you.
Yep.
And he just beats on you. And that kind of makes sense now. Like I'm starting to become more of a fan of Karrion Kross because his fighting style makes sense to what he does. But I thought he looked really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I know Rico would want him on WrestleMania, and he well deserved. He deserves to be there. But see, the problem with WWE, if I'm not mistaken, is we got such a jam-packed roster. There's a lot of good people that are off the two-night show this year.
Well, shoot, this is the first time in 17 years. This is a lot to unpack. In the last 17 years, it's the first WrestleMania we will not have Mike Mizanin on the show at all. 17-year streak broken.
I know. That's another one right there, man. It just kills me.
That's crazy.
17 years.
That guy's good.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
again,
saying he's the best wrestler. He can wrestle, yes, don't get me wrong. But he's just, I think all around, overall, he's so good. And he gets so much heat on him. He knows how to work the crowd. He knows how to work in the match.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about it before, he's always safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And people love him. And he's earned that respect. And he, like Logan Paul, is a guy who came from another realm. He was a reality TV show guy. Loved the business, respected the business, took the business seriously, and busted his butt. How else do you get to be on 17 straight? That's an accurate number, Matt. Yep. 17 straight WrestleManias.
Yep.
Like you look up the who's who in the history of that company and see how many have been on that many straight wrestle. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're still a part. They still felt it was necessary to have you as a part of the show. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a whole lot of people that have ran that many consecutive WrestleManias. So that is kind of a bummer. Hopefully he pops up in something. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. We have this mystery match of who's Randy Orton going to wrestle, right, at WrestleMania.
It's not a mystery.
Wow, I'm just saying.
It's really not. It's going to be Solo Sikoa.
But if it isn't him and they put in Rusev, like people have been saying he might.
Because he resigned.
Well, but you're going to leave off Miz and you're going to bring off Rusev, which would make no sense.
Rusev Day.
Yeah, don't they usually save those big returns for the night after? Historically, that's how it's always been.
Yes.
If they did it smart, they would do that.
Yeah, so they could wait to bring him out the night after. And Randy could have his match against somebody. Solo, I guess. But
just saying, Karrion.
Don't sleep on Aleister Black also making a return.
Right. I get that.
Well, I miss that guy.
He's supposed to be.
I miss that guy.
What is it? I think the Raw after WrestleMania, he should be back.
That place is going to go nuts. Vegas
get
is
that.
going to erupt.
I get that, but back to Miz not being there for 17 years in a row, and you're going to bypass him. I know Randy Orton Miz wouldn't fit, right? That wouldn't make any sense. But you're going to get him off the show and bring back. And I'm just afraid that I just don't know.
Well, think about it. Nobody else. They were building a program, right, with him and Kevin Owens. So anybody isn't going to fit. Anybody they put in that spot isn't going to fit. So why not Miz? Like,
well, I honestly think they have something planned, but we'll get to that. I'll get to a swerve that we might not see coming when we give our predictions here in a little bit. So we closed the show with such an awkward exchange. It was just it wasn't that it was lackluster, it was just awkward, I felt. Like
maybe that's what I was thinking, yeah.
It was just weird. Like it just felt odd. Like just the way Paul Heyman conducted himself was just weird.
Well, if you remember, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if you remember when that happened with Roman and Paul went back to Brock, and then he ended up helping Roman at the end of the match there, like turning on Brock. I'm not saying it will happen, but it just seems like something's building up to where he's going to turn on somebody.
Wait, so this is when the feud was happening between Roman and Brock, and Roman was with Brock. Because I thought he was always with Roman. Like when that happened, he turned on Brock and stayed with Roman, right?
Remember, there was a time though when like they were trying to play it like, you know, Brock showed up and Paul knew about it, and I think it was Jay at the time. Jay was like, "Man, he knew about it. He set you up," and started getting in Roman's ear, and Roman started believing him.
Oh,
didn't he super punch him that night? I think he did super punch him that night.
He might have. that was Roman.
Didn't they put him through a table too? They did a shield bomb through an announcing table.
That wasn't it Solo in them?
Yeah, that was Solo.
Yeah, Solo and them did it. I don't know if Roman did it to him since he did it like back in the day, like with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins when they were doing that to everybody.
No, he just Superman punched him.
Okay,
sounds about right.
But no. Yeah, that segment was maybe not lackluster, but it was weird. But I think Roman made his point.
Roman's going to be by himself going forward. He's going to be
he's like, I made my choice too. Goodbye. He don't care. And again, he doesn't have. He's in a spot where he doesn't have to.
Yep,
exactly.
What more do? And basically what he's saying. What more do I got to do? Okay, don't But I loved it. He said to Paul. Paul, looks like you made your choice. I made mine. And Paul's like, I loved how he was celebrating at the end. Woohoo! And then Roman's like, hell no, bro. Shut up. Sit down.
So, I don't know.
At the end, who was standing tall at the end of that? Your boy, Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, historically, the person who stands tall at the end is the loser.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering.
I almost see Seth winning this. I really do. Actually, I want him to. I'm rooting for Seth.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So
that's my guy, man.
That
go against him.
Great segue into night one predictions. So we're gonna go with Eric and Ivar versus New Day tag team championships on the line. We have a New Day, the heel version New Day against the new War Raiders, the reincarnation of a bunch of two just badass bearded dudes that just want to beat the shit out of people.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start. We'll go Greek first on this one.
New Day.
New Day. New Day
I'm gonna
Raw.
go with New Day, and I'm gonna say there's a twist in how they win.
Okay. What's the twist?
I like it. Nikki D, what's up? What do you got?
I got New Day. I just think the momentum that they've built in this crazy ride that they're on, you can't. I think it would be a bad idea, even business wise, to put a halt to it. Just what they're doing, and I don't know. They have. I just have New Day, and I'm just going to say I am fascinated in knowing what the swerve is that you're referring to. Reek, like
Someone just said what I didn't want to say it, but that's exactly what was in my head.
Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channels.
So I said with the twist.
I think with culminating from what happened in December or close to December, November, when the new New Day turned heel on Big E, supposedly, you're not going to stop that momentum. They're done. They've been that momentum ever since that one night when they turned. And you almost, smart person would say you almost said I have to give it to New Day. And I agree. I think there's going to be a swerve. It's going to probably be a swerve with Big E. And so, yeah, I agree, man. I think New Day will win it for sure.
wow.
And it's looking like a clean sweep for the New Day. And to just add a little bit of fantasy booking to that match, I think New Day is going to have it, or New Day is going to be in the middle of just a comeback, and then Big E starts walking out. Right, Big E starts walking out. He gets out there, and he'll actually be at ringside because they won't have him walk like that mile and a half that they have for a runway. They'll already have him at ringside, so he'll be like, he'll get up, walk around, and be at ringside, and have a chair in hand, like he's gonna do something, like he's gonna screw over the guys that shunned him, and then he's gonna give a chair shot to Eric or Ivar, and then stand over top of them, like, I'm your boy now. Do you understand why? Do you believe me now? I have your back, kind of thing.
Wow. That would be crazy after all the heat they got and that was such a fantastic segment too, when they turned on him, like the way Big E did, like the emotion he showed and everything. So that would be like, they got so much heat for that by turning on him. That would be, that would rip the heart out of some people, man, to have Big E come down and do that. Like, oh, why?
And I'm here for it. I am here for ripping hearts out of small children at this point. I want to see it.
Wow.
Next up is what I would consider the bathroom break match. It's Feel the Glow against the Perfect Storm and Naomi and Jade. It's a coin flip match, and it really shouldn't be, because in a shoot fight, I'll just go with mine first. I'm taking Jade because in a shoot fight, Jade should beat the brakes off of her. It should be a no-brainer. Jade wins.
Yeah.
Nikki D?
My pick is the same. And again, there's something there that's being built. So I think they go with that. You have to continue that. So yeah, going with Jade.
Scotty?
Her time is now. It's gonna be. I mean, that she's a beast. I cannot vote against her because, like you said, in realistic life, there ain't no way. No, I mean, she had the chance against Jade Cargill. And I'm done with WWE making Jade. I don't know if they're making Jade look weak, but dude, she is a strong ass woman, and she's gonna whoop somebody on Saturday night.
And Rico, you got Jade too, or
I mean, do you even have to ask? Like, she's
dude, he would drink her bathwater. He is not going to pick against Jade Cargill. No way.
jeez.
next up is another.
He's not Cora Jade.
That's very accurate. Very accurate. I like this some Cora Jade. No. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio versus Taco Bell El Grande, or whatever the hell he wants to call himself. Nacho Bel Grande. Whatever. We all know it's Chad Gable. Just do whatever. So, Scotty, let's start off with you.
Rey Mysterio. Somehow, some way, and it's gonna be dumb. It's gonna be. I wish I had popcorn in my hand to throw it at the TV because it's gonna be that stupid. And it's gonna be. I mean, even last night's episode at the end when El Grande Taco Boy went woo like or whatever he did basically.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, okay, come on, bros. Let's go. You might as well just take the mask off now. Fight each other, Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is not going to lose in a match like this.
I didn't see that. Did he like just go, gracias?
Yes.
It was dumb, man. It was ridiculous.
He did it twice. He did it. He did it on the top ropes. He's like, gracias. And then when he's standing over Ray, he's like, I'm like, really?
Ray won it. Ray wins it.
All right, Rico, who you got?
You know, I want to go with my boy Ray, but I got a feeling Grande is going to somehow pull the W in this.
Taco Bell, Nacho Grande.
I just got a feeling he's going to pull out with the win.
I was just seeing the chat. I was envisioning what the chat's going to look like. We're going to have Taco Bell, tacos throwing through the chat. I guarantee you see a couple Taco Bell Chihuahuas in there going, Lecleo Taco Bell.
Lecleo Taco Bell, yeah.
Oh, man. I remember those commercials.
Yeah.
Who you got, Nikki D?
I want to say Ray. But am I the only one who feels like this is, remember, who was it? Patriot or whatever he called himself, where they would run Hulk Hogan out in the mask, and we're like, it's Hulk Hogan with a mask on, dude. And he was playing that character, and you're like, what are they doing? We know who that is. Oh gosh, that's how I feel when Chad Gable comes out, and it's like just this. It's mildly entertaining. I was surprised that it became a Mania match, and that's no disrespect to the work that these guys do, especially Ray. But just the way it's been built up, I was kind of surprised. But I think Rey Mysterio.
Okay. Mr. America, yes. I'm going to go Ray.
That's what he was called, yeah.
I'm going to go Ray, and I think enough is enough. You put this to rest, and you have Ray attempt to take the mask off of Nacho Bel Grande and just, and be like, no, it wasn't me. Like.
That would be great. Maybe just unmask him, it would be like entertaining and I don't know, embarrass him or something.
Or he takes off the mask and it's another mask. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
that would be Vince McMahon booking if we're being completely honest. Like, take off the mask, another mask. But
yep.
Yeah, I'm taking Ray too. I don't know. But it also wouldn't put it past them if Chad Gable or El Grande or whatever wins.
Yeah, but not like this though, right? I mean, because if they're going to put him over at WrestleMania or kind of do something with him moving forward, wouldn't they want to do it as Chad Gable? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I think if he loses, he has to be unmasked.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah, he has to be unmasked.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the next 4 matches could be a main event in any other PLE. In any other PLE. We'll start with Tiffany versus Charlotte for the Women's WWE Championship.
Who's going?
Who's going first?
We'll start with you, Nikki.
Dare I say, I have a feeling. A feeling. I'm just going to go with this gut feeling that Tiffy will go over. And I can't believe I'm saying that because there is a history of Charlotte always going over or winning at Mania or ending somebody's title reign, even times where you're like, why did that happen? A la Rhea Ripley when she was on her first hot streak. I think Tiffy wins. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
Okay. It's Tiffy time. All right.
Yep.
Scott, who you got?
Sorry, guys.
I wish this match had more time to build because it's getting into one of those storylines that I love because it's personal. And it only got personal 2 weeks ago. And it got real personal. Real personal. Even carried on to the social media real personal.
I love that
it.
meme. That meme
showed up in my DMs.
Well, Ludwig Kaiser, there's a meme that says Ludwig Kaiser is the only dude in America that could be accused of cheating, and everyone believes that he didn't do it.
Truth be known, I'm not a huge Charlotte Flair fan. I think she should have stayed away from wrestling. I think it's time that new. I think Tiffany time stays Tiffany time. Beat Charlotte Flair. It's just I don't know. I'm not a fan of Charlotte. But I do like the build. I hope it keeps going past WrestleMania. But I think it'd be a good storyline. I think it'd be good for them to get more personal, and stuff like that. But my vote's gonna be for Tiffy.
Okay. Rico, who you got?
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
I had to switch to my phone. We've had some power outages, and it keeps messing with my internet. But I'm gonna go with Tiff. I'm going with Tiff just because. I mean, Charlotte, I feel like everyone just feels like she deserves it, and she's great. By all means, Charlotte is great, but I think it's time it's one of those where you got to pass the torch on.
Yes.
Put someone over. Yep. And I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys because I don't know if the rumors are true. What I've been hearing, how Charlotte sometimes is not really getting dressed with everybody in the dressing room. Like she don't want to be in a dressing room with them.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. She does have a lot of backstage heat, like real life heat, because she feels like she is an entitled nepo baby.
Yeah, she's earned a lot of it too. Like the things where she would talk about being genetically superior. She's some of what she says is true. But then not all of it's true. You know what I mean? And so I hope that those rumors are just rumors because I could never imagine Ric Flair acting like Ric freaking Flair. Always got dressed with the boys, always hung out with the boys, never acted like he was better than anybody. Ric Flair. Like that. So if that is the case and she's acting like that, then the apple fell far from the tree, and that's a shame.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Tiffy too. It's a clean sweep on that one too.
I mean,
I'm shocked. I thought I was going to be the only one to pick her.
I don't.
Wow.
I will go out and say that Charlotte is the single greatest women's WWE champion of all time up to this point. She's just a genetic freak when it comes to the stuff she can do. That being said, when she came back this time, she still has the moveset and the ability. It's just her look isn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone from having definition and actually looking like a solid woman to something that we had high winds here today, and if she wore baggy clothing, she'd be up in the sky. That's how skinny she is, and that to me doesn't look good. It doesn't look like a female professional wrestler, in my opinion.
Your point, spot on. Spot on. She doesn't look the part anymore. She used to always look the part.
Oh yeah.
I dare to say that I lost interest in her after the storyline with where she belittled her dad. Years ago, where she was like, whatever, I don't want to even be in your footsteps anymore. I want to be in mine. And then she disappeared. Then she disappeared, and then I'm like, I bet I'll agree with Matt. She came back this year, and she looks, oh my God, she's a toothpick.
Yeah.
But there's no definition to. Yeah, I just don't know.
She's just like that. It's just her aura now. It's a name. Is she doing something different? I guess. Like something different, another career path, like modeling, acting, something. Is she doing something different? Is that because normally when they make a change like that, it's to appease Hollywood. Typically, look at all the people it's happened to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like she hasn't been advertised for really anything.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Maybe she's taking her breakup with Andrade personally. I don't know.
Yeah.
So next up, we have the U.S. Championship match. We got everybody talking about L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Against the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. We'll start with Scotty because I know he loves himself some L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
LA Knight's going to get his ass handed.
In a shoot fight, he should.
And that's the one I have a problem with, okay? Jacob Fatu should walk out of night one as a champion. He has the mindset. He has the ability. He's a beast. He's unstoppable. He's everything a champion should be. I'm sorry, LA Knight. You're toast, bro. you're just no Jacob Fatu all the way.
Rico, who you got?
Fatu.
He's gonna go. This is how he's gonna do it. He's gonna get ready. He's gonna go. LA Knight, I love you. Not. Knock the piss out of him.
All right, what do you got? What do you got, Nikki D?
Hey, LA Knight's really grown on me. He really, really has. But again, I think it's the timing, and his timing has been messed up. For when he was hot, he wasn't pushed, and Jacob Fatu is a dude that makes you pay attention. Just makes you pay attention. Everything he does is crisp. He's so believable, dude. I can't pick against him. It would be so hard for me to pick against him. And this makes me feel sad because LA Knight's really grown on me lately. And I've never disliked him, but he's really grown on me. Really. Because he reminds me of, in a sense, he reminds me of the Attitude Era more and more when I watch him. And that was one of my favorite times in wrestling. So when I look at him, that's what I see. But I cannot pick against Fatu. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's another clean sweep. I feel like this is becoming kind of boring. I want to pick against you guys just so I can shake shit up. But yeah, I love you so low. Yeah, Jacob Fatu's gold when whatever he does, he's an elite. He's an elite. I dare say he is the greatest part of the Samoan dynasty right now. Like he is better than Roman. Physically, he is better than Roman. He will be better than The Rock. I just think that
I want to disagree with you because Roman's probably my favorite right now. A stupid huge OTC fan, but Jacob Fatu is like a generational talent. He doesn't have to be pushed. Like I said, he grabs your attention. So I as much as I want to disagree with you, he's like a generational talent. You don't see wrestlers like that come. Like the dude just has everything.
Wait until Zilla shows up. I'm just saying, wait until Zilla shows up. That's going to be something big.
You mentioned that, Matt. You mentioned that. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Could we possibly see in night one, in that championship match, could Zilla appear in that night one?
No. No.
He just won the championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's MLW, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no shot.
There's no shot he shows up at Mania?
No.
He might be there watching, but he's not going to get involved in any capacity.
What is that move that Fatu does when he bounces off the rope, then onto what's that? Is that just his moonsault?
Oh yeah, where he jumps, and then yeah, that's a double springboard moonsault or whatever.
That is nasty.
That's a move all his own.
Damn.
Jacob Fatu.
And a guy that size shouldn't be able to do that.
No.
He shouldn't be able to do that.
Well,
and he lands about 30 feet across the damn ring.
I know.
I'm like, what?
Legend has it. Yokozuna, before he got obese, could do stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, they said that he was one of the best athletes. But
Wow.
He just kept gaining weight, and he just lost his ability to do those springboard kind of moves. And they said that he was quite the athlete back then, like when he first came in.
Man, and that was before he was really like in the public's eye. That's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a shame. We could have got to see him do all that.
So we move to, and by the way, this next match is Gunther and Jay. But before I get to that, they're going to have to change how they talk about the Royal Rumble, because the Royal Rumble is now not guaranteed a main event spot, but a world title shot, because they're not main eventing night 1 or night 2, and they haven't been.
Didn't they change the wording in that though? Like a couple Royal Rumbles ago, instead of saying you get to go to the main event, don't they say that you get to? No, they still say main event, don't they?
Yeah,
you get to choose your opponent who you will face in the main event.
Oh yeah, they probably should change the wording.
Yeah,
because that's not happening.
They're not the main event that night one, are they?
No, they are probably. That might actually. I mean, if
co-main event.
I could see them honestly leading off the show with that.
Yeah.
Because that's a
would they call it like a co-main event in order to save face?
Yeah.
The co-main event. I mean, I don't know.
Gunther, Jay. Who do you got? We'll start with Nikki D.
Oh gosh, I was hoping you wouldn't start with me. I can honestly see this going either way because Jay has absolutely grown on me. Absolutely, since as a singles competitor, always loved Jay as a tandem, with his brother and then in the bloodline. But as a singles competitor, he's grown on me. I hate when Gunther loses, though, because he's just he's a different level, man. That guy's a different level. I'm going to pick Jay because I think a loss will not hurt Gunther, but it might hurt Jay and the trajectory and how they want to push him and use him and everything. And I think, honestly, I think that's the reason why. And I'll go with him for that reason.
Okay, Rico, who you got?
I'm going with Jay, man. Main event Jey Uso. I think he's gonna win, and Gunther's not, he's just gonna take a little hiatus, spend some family time. Because if you think about it, he's been doing long runs as champion since he was NXT champion.
Oh, Intercontinental title was like how long? Yeah.
So I see him just like taking a break. Taking a month or two off, just kind of get some family time, relaxation. He deserves it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that when I picked Jay. So there you go.
All right, Scotty, who you got?
I want to say Jay. I really do.
Then say Jay.
I see what you're saying, Rico. Gunther could lose it and take some time off, etc. But I'm not sure if WWE wants to go in the direction with Jay as a champion. I think they want to reconnect Jimmy and Jay. Not that they couldn't connect Jimmy and Jay with Jay having the title. But I'm gonna go Gunther because I think you're gonna see Jimmy and Jay in some kind of format and with the OTC, and they're gonna be tag teams, and they're gonna start tag team more life. And I think, God, that hurts me to say that. That's the sucky part because I want Jay to win, right?
Yeah.
I love the new attitude Jay has. I'm glad he's not Yeet. I'm glad he's finally the badass that he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got news for you. If he wins, Monday night will be the biggest yeet party you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah. He won't be able to talk. He's going to yeet so much.
Back to that.
You're right, but I think he's going to say to the crowd, no. So let him win.
No,
but
he loves it too much.
No.
He loves it.
Yeah, I don't think he'd say no yeet.
I think so. I think you're going to get it because after seeing what his brother had to go through,
mm-hmm.
I think you see now a serious Jey Uso, not a yeet Jey Uso. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be on Roman Reigns' level and no more playing around with yeet.
I mean, I kind of hope you're right as far as like him winning. I really hope that's the case. I always revert back to shoot fight. Who would win in a shoot fight?
Gunther all day.
Oh,
Gunther
would wreck him. But after looking like down the match card and who's been predicted, who we predicted going down the list prior, you have a heel team winning, right? You have a heel team, and then probably Ray. So that's 1-1.
Right.
Jade wins. That's 2-1 faces. Jacob Fatu wins. That's 2-2. Tiffy wins. She's technically the face. That's 3-2. And we'll get to the last match. I think Jay wins. I'm going to pick Jay just because it would give that pardon the pun, the huge pop moment of the night, because he finally gets that oh my God moment.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
He finally breaks the glass ceiling. He has the Shawn Michaels, a childhood dream comes true. That
Yep.
whole thing. Like, it's that moment all over again because he's not supposed to beat Gunther. He's not. Gunther's the ring general, the guy that he is the Russian from Rocky 4. He is a machine. And
Mhm.
Rico, he's not going to take time off. He's going to go and like someone's going to turn the switch on his neck and he's just going to go and they're going to shut him off for a little bit because the guy's a machine. He doesn't have feelings. He doesn't have family. Are you serious?
I
Anyway,
love Gunther. Love that guy.
Gunther is he is the most pure wrestler. He is the most pure wrestler in the WWE. I
Yep.
say he might even be the most pure wrestler in all of professional wrestling.
Dude, that's what got him over as a heel. He's a slimy heel, and the people pop for him. He's a heel. Dude is just he's so believable.
He's an asshole.
That's gonna
Yes.
be. I think that match will steal the night. I think, and that's why it's so hard for me. I want to say Jay, but I guess I don't know. I don't know.
So now we're going to the triple threat. This is Roman, the OTC, versus Seth freaking Rollins, versus the best in the world, CM Punk.
That's night one.
That's the main event.
Yeah, that's main event night one.
Who you got, Scott? Who you got?
Definitely not CM Punk. I don't see it. If I have to say, Seth Rollins. You hold my favor. Sorry. And then what's going to happen is because Roman doesn't have to get pinned, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
What's going to happen is it's going to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in the standing in the ring. Punk is on the ground. Roman's will look at Seth. Seth will look at Roman, and they're gonna let's go. And Roman's gonna get out of the ring, drop down, goodbye, walk out, and it's gonna leave Seth Rollins to finish the story, to beat CM Punk, get that favor. You're gonna see Seth Rollins beat them. Roman Reigns, he's gonna have to stick around for the end of that match. Seth Rollins.
Rico? Obviously you're taking Seth Rollins, but let's hear your breakdown of the match.
Well, I actually I believe he's not going to pin Roman, and he's going to pin CM Punk. I see Roman spearing CM, Seth curb stomping Roman, and then pinning Seth. Like just throwing Roman out of the ring to get him out of there and then pinning Seth. But I truly believe there's going to be an interference where he's going to become a Paul guy.
Who?
Seth.
No, he's already a Paul guy. Fuck everybody's. We're all screwed. No, he's been a Paul guy. Let me tell you, he's been a Paul guy for about 3 or 4 weeks. Just his actions. He's a Paul guy through and through. And the one that's going to get pinned, the one that needs to get pinned, is CM Punk, because you're an ass. You're an ass hat when you're going to come in as your freaking friend. Bullshit. He's not about, like Matt was saying last week, he's not about the friend. He's about the damn money. And here's Punk ass going to get pinned for that, and it's going to be by Seth Rollins.
And let's not forget, Seth is the architect. So that them wheels already been spinning.
All up here.
Yep.
All right, Nikki D, who you got?
Okay, I have this crazy thought earlier
you put that
this
thought
week.
away and go with Seth.
This crazy thought earlier this week, okay? Paul Heyman guys throughout history, okay? A lot of people forget whatchamacallit, Curtis Axel.
Okay.
Curtis Axel, right? He was whatever, he was there, but it didn't pan out. And of course, you got CM Punk, you got Roman Reigns, you got Brock. And Brock's out of the picture, and there's all this legal stuff that's happening. In my mind, like Seth Rollins is laid out, and you have Punk and you have Roman, and what if in a crazy imaginary world Brock came out, interfered, Seth won, and then Seth becomes a Heyman guy, and Heyman leaves that way, Seth goes over, and those guys both get screwed by the wise man. That's just me thinking way outside the box. I don't ever want to pick against Roman Reigns, dude. But I just see that as a set. Otherwise, if that doesn't happen, I will not pick against Roman.
Okay. So I must be the only CM Punk fan in this room.
I
like CM Punk.
now.
I like CM Punk.
I like CM Punk.
Punk needs this win more than the other two to cement his legacy as the best in the world. I'm picking Punk to win, but I'm also going to throw this. I'm going to piggyback a little bit of Nikki D's and say no one wins. None of those three guys win. Brock Lesnar's music hits. Brock Lesnar walks out, F5s everybody, and walks out with Paul Heyman.
Oh.
And say, "I'm back, bitches. I'm here to mess stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
You done woke the beast." That's fantasy booking.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't happen.
I know.
I would love to see it. I think the whole Janelle Grant case has ran its course.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vince and Janelle Grant's people are in mediation right now. So they're going to put it to rest and be done. So moving forward, we're going to see we could see a return of Brock. And I think I know the court of public opinion would hate to see that because of Janelle Grant and all that. But you know damn well in Las Vegas, Nevada on April 20th, that place will erupt if they hear that place will go bananas.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will.
Yes.
What if they hear Alpha and out comes your guys' favorite boy, Mox?
There's no chance.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's no chance.
You talk about fantasy booking, that would be nuts. That would be nuts.
If they did that, what's going on, Matt Doolittle?
Would you pop for that?
If that happens, he best come out full old school Dean Ambrose Shield gear.
Yes.
It's the only way that would work for me.
I agree with that. That's what I agree with that.
And they better all three, and this is the only time that I would be okay with Punk losing, is they better all three grab Punk and put him through that damn table and just walk away.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying I made my choice, is what Roman Reigns said. Seth Rollins comes down and arguably you could say it's a vest last night. I don't know. That is fantasy booking by the farthest. I mean, that's way out in left field.
Yeah.
But it's not doable. But I agree, he better come out straight ass Shield like he was. Straight ass Dean Ambrose, not John Moxley from AEW. So, anyways.
So that's night one. That's night one. So night two.
Real quick, sorry, not to interrupt you, Matt. I forgot to say it earlier, and real quick, I just want to say it. I think Jay's going to win between Gunther because you're going to see the second person for Under the Rock. That's all I'm saying with that one.
That's
You'll see.
The second person under the rock, huh?
second person under the rock. Hmm.
So night 2, I see them leading off with the triple threat match. That's just my opinion. I think they're going to lead off with Io versus Rhea versus Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with Rico this time.
This one I've actually struggled with, but I think Io's going to come out on top on this one.
Okay.
Because Bianca and Rhea are just going to be at each other, focusing on each other. And they're going to forget Io's bad. She's a bad man with Jim. You don't turn your back on her, and she's going to end up winning.
Going on there, Sean. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by, guys. And Duelist, thank you also. He's the one that's responsible for the Huge Pop Mania logo in the back.
Love it.
Quick shout out to those boys. They are my TikTok boys. We talk daily. And they're just great dudes.
How you doing, Matt Ladoulis? Thank you guys for doing all that for us, man.
Nikki D, who do you got? Io, Rhea, Bianca.
I agree with Reek because if you look at the segments all the time, they're forgetting about Io Sky and they're just at each other's throats, and you could see it happening. I can definitely see a scenario where they're just too preoccupied and she takes advantage. So that's my pick. Almost exactly the same as what Reek said.
Okay. Scott?
I am going to pick, so it's Io, Rhea, and
Bianca.
I agree. I'm going to Io Sky. I think that she is the one that needs it the most. I think her career needs to launch more than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
Belair and Rhea Ripley really don't need it. Not going to do anything to their legacy, to be honest with you.
Nope.
So the obvious pick, in my opinion, would be Io Sky.
That's a clean sweep here. I think, and like you just said, Scott, it's a situation where does Bianca need the title? No, she does not. She is over regardless of what, like win or lose.
Yep.
Rhea, everyone loves mommy.
Yep.
Io's the only one that would benefit from a title reign.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because if she loses, I hate saying it, because I think she's a really talented young lady.
Yeah.
I think she fades away and becomes, or I hate these. I'm gonna use Jeff and Matt Hardy's thing. She'll fade away and become obsolete.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
She just will.
Good point.
She'll just be, oh, there's the Empress of the Sky. There's Io Sky doing something crazy in War Games. That's all she was before. And now that she's won a title, she's relevant. And
Yes.
she's developing her own identity. And now that Rhea and Bianca, she's pissed off. Like, Rhea and Bianca done pissed her off. And I think she's going to go out there and prove something.
Yep.
Next one, we got the Sin City Street Fight. We got Damian versus Drew McIntyre. We have two dudes that just want to beat the shit out of people. We'll start with Scott. Who you got?
Drew. There's no question. That guy's pissed off. That guy is not going to have it. And he's going to whoop some ass.
Nikki D, who do you got?
Who'd you pick, Huge Pop?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. He's angry. He's dangerous. Oh, jeez. I want to pick Damian, but I feel like Drew's going to win. Just for that reason.
Rico?
I got a gut feeling Drew's gonna take it, but I'm gonna go with Damien, man. Boricua. I'm going with Damien.
Boricua. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say Drew wins. Simply for a nod to last year when he lost because of Damien cashing in. It was actually Punk that screwed him, but Damien cashed in.
Yes.
This is a full circle moment, and I think Drew hasn't won in a while at a PLE.
Correct.
He's due for a win. And he's due for a win to make him look strong. And what better way but to unhinge and become just the Scottish psychopath yet again and just beat the shit out of Damian Priest. I mean, I think Drew wins. All right, next up, we'll go to the tag team title match with Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. This is the popcorn match. I honestly have no interest in this match at all. It's just a hodgepodge. You have Liv, who is the female Shawn Michaels of this group, and Raquel is the Diesel. Against Bayley and Lyra, you might as well call those two Hogan and Savage the Mega Powers, because that's like how they're acting. So, with that being said, I think Bayley and Lyra win. I just have a feeling that Bayley and Lyra win, and then because Bayley wins at WrestleMania, like she doesn't lose very often at WrestleMania because she's over. Like everyone loves Bayley, and everyone loves Lyra, so I'm just gonna go Bayley. Lyra wins. Nikki D.
But isn't it odd that she's the Intercontinental Champion? Lyra Valkyrie, like she still has that belt, doesn't she?
Yeah,
yes.
Unless I missed something.
Yeah,
so isn't that odd? And to me, it's like they're just forgetting about that title. It's like meaningless.
Well, Chelsea Green's not on the card either, and she's the women's U.S. champion.
I know. It's just it's weird to me.
And Chelsea's more over than Lyra.
I think at WrestleMania, all belts should be defended.
I think so too.
I think so too. I think it's odd that the Intercontinental title, which was always, at least in the WWE, the second behind the championship, is just like that champion is part of a tag team, but it could tell a bigger story down the road. I don't know. Maybe they go over in this match and then it leads to something between those two. But it just feels weird to me. That's all I'm saying. I
think what they do need to do at some point is let the women have their own standalone pay-per-view, because you have enough belts, you have the roster to do so. We talked about how deep the men's division is, top to bottom, like including NXT. The women's division is, holy shit, it's good.
Yep.
I think they deserve their own pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Rico, who you got in this one?
This was another tough one for me. Sorry. I just I was upset because I didn't want Bayley Valkyrie to win. I was gunning for Chelsea. Or not Chelsea, but her girl Piper and what's her face?
Oh
my goodness.
Alba Fire?
Yes. Like I was actually gunning for them to go, so you could have because I was looking at like Chelsea be the U.S. title, they'll be the tag team champs.
Mhm.
Thought that'd be pretty sweet. That little click right there. But anyways, I'm going with Liv and Raquel.
Scott?
Bailey, all the way.
And now that I'm thinking about it, you mentioned champions and whole factions having championships. That's another reason why I think Liv and Raquel lose, because there's going to be someone that wins a fatal four-way that will end up getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, and it's not Dom. But we'll get to that here in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll actually jump to the Breaker, Finn, Dom, Penta IC Championship next. Hopefully Scott will be back quickly. We'll start with you, Rico. What says you about this match? What do you got?
Oh man.
The match
Dirty
of the night.
Dom. Dirty
Oh.
Dom.
Taking Dom. Okay.
Dirty Dom. He's gonna snake it in there and he's gonna get it.
Okay. Wow. Nikki D, who you got?
I love Dirty Dom, but he's not going to win. Maybe if he sneaks it. Oh my gosh. Again, I just look at what people can do, the believability, and just what, like, Breaker.
Okay.
I just, it's when I look at him, it's almost like he makes you, it's like Jacob Fatu. That guy makes you pay attention. And he's, dare I say, another generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
I dare say it, dude. He's just that good. So that's what I got.
Okay. Scott, who you got? It's the fatal four-way for the IC Championship. You're muted.
It's Dom, Breaker. Who else?
Penta and Finn.
Gosh, you got so much packed into that match that the BIC makes. Braun Breaker has nothing to do with Penta and Finn. Okay, I mean, yeah, he's been out there breaking all kinds of hell like he always does. Clothesline, or spear from hell, launched him into a stand-up, whatever he wanted to do with that. He is a generation. He's like, oh my God. So it's hard to pick against him.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you got a bigger story with Dominic, Finn, and Penta that's going to take place in that match, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Breaker's not going to get pinned. Unfortunately, he's going to lose. I think you're going to see Dominic come out as champion. We're going to get
Thank
Dominic.
you.
We're gonna get Dominic as your champion finally.
Thank you.
You guys all wanted him months ago, and unfortunately, to Braun Breaker's expense, which will let him catapult him into something different because he's not going to get pinned.
Oh, my words come back to bite me.
We're here, Huge Pop. We're here, man.
Dominic Mysterio will walk out of WrestleMania as your champion.
Oh.
Just soak it in, Nikki D. Just soak it in.
The words are coming back to bite me in the rear because I did say that a while ago, but I just don't see it happening. But at the same time, I see a scenario where it could because he's slimy. So
is it stupid? Yeah. Will I hate it? Yeah.
Will the fans hate it?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, that's the reason for it.
Real shoot fight. Breaker would beat the brakes on every single one of them.
Gosh, yeah. I cannot pick against him in this match. I can't.
Dominic's gonna. He's gonna he's gonna not cash in. I hate that word. He is gonna
Hide under the ring the whole time.
take advantage of somebody's mess up and be the champ. I just somehow
Wow.
that way. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's not he's not like his uncle. He's not like Eddie at all in that regard. I think he's a sloppy version. He's a Timu version of Eddie Guerrero, who is one of the greatest of all times.
I don't disagree with you.
I'm going Finn, and here's why. Finn will win and be the only person walking into Monday Night Raw with gold. Because Liv and Raquel will lose the tag team titles. He'll be the only one in the clubhouse with gold. I think he gets a little bit of help as well. I think JD McDonough comes out and gets involved in that match and helps him win.
Okay.
Him and Finn are boys. That being said, they get kicked out of the Judgment Day the night after that Monday night after Raw. Because
it's kind of been on the out, like acting weird anyway.
Yeah.
You could see it, so that's good.
That's my pick. I think Finn wins and he gets kicked out of the Judgment Day the next night on Raw. I think they do it almost execution style, like the Bullet Club used to.
Yeah, and dude, Finn needs it. If we're being completely honest, he needs a win, man.
He needs a push. He needs a championship.
He does. He really does.
And
I hope that happens. I really hope that happens.
And Penta doesn't need to be pinned. Breaker doesn't need to be pinned.
No.
So all he's got to do is, shoot, I would love for Finn to roll up Dom.
Yeah.
Just a little small package roll up, a little cheap way to win.
Yep.
And, I got you. I got you this time. And
Well, see,
that'll start the seeds. That'll plant the seeds. That'll start the ball rolling. And then, of course, Liv will blame Finn and blame JD McDonough for screwing over Dom Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And then things will just unravel from there.
That's where I believe Dom will win, Finn to get kicked out because he's the only one who lost. Because I say Liv and Raquel are going to win, and they're going to look at him like you keep complaining, you're out, and then that builds up some heat between him and Dom, and at like SummerSlam, you see him beat Dom for the title.
Yeah, that might.
Yeah, I see that too.
I think with the Braun Breaker thing, you go back to him. I can see him winning at Money in the Bank, winning the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And becoming world champion, going and taking out Gunther. Because who wouldn't want to see Gunther versus Braun Breaker?
Ooh,
if you tell me you don't want to see that match, you're lying.
That would be sweet.
2 horses in that ring. Holy crap.
So next up we have AJ versus the Johnny Lawrence lookalike in Logan Paul. William Zabka, eat your heart out. This is the real Johnny Lawrence. Logan Paul, AJ Styles. Who do you got, Nikki D?
Oh my gosh.
And before you give your answer, Sean and Matt the Duelist, if you are still in here, you might want to stick around for my answer. I'm just so you know.
I am going with. I'm fine. Oh, this one's tough, and it's going to be so good. I want to see. I'm good. I'm just going to pick AJ. I want to see AJ go over. Okay. I think he maybe is getting too the twilight part of a career that's unbelievable. And the guy just doesn't really have to put Logan Paul over. Logan Paul's already over. They can just tear the house down. I just want to see AJ win, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Scott? Who you got, Scott?
I think I would agree with Nikki D. Dude, AJ looks so good. Does he need to win? No. But on that same question, does Logan Paul need to really win that match? No, not really. I mean, he's done excellent in WrestleMania's the last couple of years. I mean, he puts on a banger. They put both on banger shows. I think you're gonna give it. Yeah, I believe that technically sound. AJ's gonna show Logan. It's gonna expose Logan Paul, and Logan Paul can't be saved this time by his right hook. He won't.
Yeah.
It'll be AJ Styles off the rope and hit the Styles splash. Now, do I agree with Matt earlier on when he said whatever Logan Paul calls that move? That's a badass move. And if Logan Paul can put AJ Styles in that, it's lights out.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be AJ Styles.
Rico, who you got?
Oh, I got AJ, man. I feel personally, let's look at the past couple of PLEs, like how many has AJ won or even participated in?
Mm-hmm.
He's due. I just think he's due.
Yep.
Okay, well, so I'm taking this. I've assumed the seat of the stat guy, right? I am the numbers guy of the group now, which is weird to say because I don't do math. But you look at the numbers for this match. You have AJ Styles, who is on quite a losing streak at PLEs. He hasn't won very often. Logan Paul's record at WrestleMania is 2 wins, 1 losses, and 2 draws. Okay. So he's been part of 5 manias. That's crazy.
Wow.
Has it been 5?
Yeah.
That's crazy already.
Yeah.
Wow. Because he started off, he did the, yeah. But anyway, so that's the numbers of the whole thing. I think AJ's on his downward stint as far as getting ready to leave. I
Don't you
think
say it.
I love AJ Styles. I've been an AJ Styles fan, and it pains me to say this. To get a singles win over AJ Styles at Mania would catapult Logan Paul even higher than he is now. Also being said, this is where I'm kind of going back and forth, even making this pick, is the last 2 weeks, Logan stood tall, right? After putting AJ into the pulverizer.
Yep.
What does history say? History says if you're standing tall at the end of your promo, you lose at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Typically. I'm going Logan Paul. Strap a rocket to him. And like I said before, he will be a world champion in the next 3 years. There's no denying it. He is a pure athlete, and I'm not just glazing the dude to glaze him. I did my research because I got punished. Okay, we'll rewind just a little bit. I got punished for losing a bet on another podcast. I submitted my my picks for the Royal Rumble, and Sean, who was in here a little bit ago, I don't know if he's still in here. He won, so he gets to dole out punishments for the rest of the people who lost. I lost. He knows that I hate Logan Paul. I mean, I'm the guy that would love to see someone take that damn Pokemon card off his neck, rip it into a million pieces, and piss on it. That's what I want to see. And then all the Pokemon collectors can just weep. Just weep. Anyway, I hate him. But in the process of I lost a bet. The bet was my punishment was I have to every day for 3 weeks say something nice about Logan Paul. That was tough. And I actually researched him because I wanted to know what Logan Paul was.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's a real dude, man. Do I think he's an arrogant prick? Yes. But it still doesn't take the fact that he's a tremendous just businessman. Anyway, I'm taking Logan Paul because I think he needs it more than AJ does. AJ's a first ballot Hall of Famer right now, so he doesn't need to win at Mania. And his record at Mania isn't the greatest. Next up, we have the main event. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and the shit show that will be the most overbooked match of the night.
I go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am picking Cody Rhodes.
Wait. Somebody write that down.
Yeah.
I mean, that means John Cena's going to win because if he's picking him, then Cody's going to lose.
I picked Cody Rhodes, and it's going to be because it's not going to be because he wins it by himself. We all got screwed. We all got hosed at Elimination Chamber. Think about this. You better believe The Rock is in Cody Rhodes' corner. You might have got the handshake between John Cena and The Rock. Cody Rhodes took one for the team, and The Rock and him are going to go into Las Vegas spot nightlight as together, and Cody's retaining. There's going to be so much swerve and shit going on.
What?
The Rock. You'll see The Rock. You'll see Roman Reigns, and you'll see Cody Rhodes. And they're all going to come together as some big ass faction. They're going to take over wrestling again.
Wow.
The Roman Reigns says, I made a choice. I don't need you, Paul. I got The Rock, and let me show you night 2. We're all going to be standing tall, and we're going to raise the wands, and it's going to be Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns in the middle of that ring. There's my pick.
Wow.
All right, who's itchy now? Who?
Oh, because I've got something.
Right.
Mine is similar. Mine is similar to that, except for it's not going to be Cody. It's going to be Cena winning. But when I mentioned earlier, it's going to be Jay helping Cena, and you're going to see Jay, Cena, and Rock in the ring at the end.
Oh wow!
Wow.
It's about family, boys. That's all I'm going to say. It's about family.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nikki D, what do you got? What do you got for us?
I don't disagree with that. The family and Okay, but I don't in any scenario see it is a good business decision to turn Cody heel because he's just way too over. That's just my personal opinion. Gosh, this is tough. This has been tough. This one has been really, really tough. Cena goes over with some help. I don't know who that help comes from. Because Cody, I don't think is going to be hurt. His momentum, none of that stuff. If he drops it, it's going to be an interesting dynamic with Cena, and if they continue on with that whole story with him and The Rock, and it'll be interesting because they were nemesis before, big time, and they main evented 2 in a row. So it'll be interesting, but I see him making history and winning. I'm not saying that I want him to beat Cody because he doesn't really need it. I hate how hard this match is to choose, honestly, because I can see some crazy scenario like you guys mentioned too. Just absolutely off the wall. Like just like when he turned heel, just like when Cena too, nobody saw that coming. Maybe somebody predicted it. I think Cody Cornette did, actually. I could have swore maybe somebody did on this show, and I was like, that ain't happening, and it happened.
It's either him or Bryson.
Bryson might have did it. Yeah, Bryson said it.
It was Bryson.
I did not see it coming. That's right. It was Bryson, and it happened. So maybe there will be something crazy off the wall that'll happen. I don't know. I'm just going to go with Cena. I'm fine if Cody wins because it's Cody. But yeah, that's my pick. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't have a crazy scenario. I don't.
Yeah, this one is tough. I'm going to go and when I say this, I'm going to probably throw up a little bit. Cena wins. Cena wins, gets his 17 or whatever the hell number he needs.
Yeah.
Good for him, right off into the sunset, whatever. But there's several scenarios that I've cooked up in my head on how we could see this unfold. One being Cody and Cena are working together and do essentially, and this would piss off a lot of these fans, and ultimately do a swerve and a half where it's like WCW and it's a finger poke of doom. Scott, you probably have vivid memories of that one when Kevin Nash pokes and falls down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
remember
swerve.
that.
And that would be they're working together. Now that's you now have turned Cody heel at that point. People would hate Cody. People would just boo him out of any arena that he shows up in. Great heat. Boom. That's option number 1. Option number 2 has Cody winning with a little help from the dude that's supposed to be there, and we're all a little bit irritated that he's not, in The Miz. The Miz comes out because he has a rivalry with Cena, and that would rekindle that.
Oh.
That's good.
That's good. I like that one.
There's that option. And then there is the just far-fetched option, or not necessarily far-fetched option of, like Scott said, Cody and The Rock been working together this whole time, and to swerve and to make Cena feel comfortable. And remember, The Rock did tell Cody, said, "Hey man, don't let me down this time." don't let me down. He said that the night after WrestleMania 40 when he shook his hand and he gave him something.
Mm-hmm.
He said, don't let me down. I'm just throwing that out there.
Is he when Cody Rhodes used that something that's that he was given by The Rock to beat Cena at the end somehow, or would I mean, I think it's the obvious would be Cena to win. If I'm a WWE booker, after what you did to us at Elimination Chamber, if you don't do something like that at WrestleMania, you just look stupid. I think it's too easy to pick John Cena. I just think it's too easy. And I don't think we're going to find out that WWE gives two shits about records. They didn't give two shits when Roman Reigns could have beat Hogan's record. They don't care about Cena's 17. And Cena's going to find out how they don't care.
We got 6% here.
All right.
So that concludes night 2. We were all over the place. Oh my goodness, we're almost at 2 hours. It's been...
Yeah, I'm at 5% on my phone.
All right. It was just fun, guys. Man, it's great to get together with you guys. I can't wait to get on the chat with you Saturday and Sunday night. I won't be able to watch it live on Saturday night. I'll be at XIW taping that, doing that broadcast, but I will be watching it from my phone on my tablet. But as always, Matt, Rico, Nikki D, thank you guys for everything. Thank you, Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast people, for listening. You guys are amazing. Let's go into WrestleMania night 1 and 2, and then we'll come back the next Tuesday and talk about it and see how wrong we were, how right we were. Right? So,
oh yeah.
Like we all say in this Huge Pop Wrestling family, we're for life.